review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. So today I have my special guest. He is a podcast host of the podcast Lethal Venom. No other than Mr. Noah May.
Thank you so much for having me, Daniel. It's an honor to be on today.
Welcome to Book 101, Mr. Noah. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Yes, as you said, my name's Noah. I am from the great state of Alabama, currently living in Auburn. I recently graduated from Auburn University end of last year with a bachelor's degree in journalism, and I've been living here for 2 years, almost going on three. And I am host of the Lethal Venom podcast. Actually, I have two other podcasts as well, but Lethal Venom's the main one I focus on. And yeah, I've been dealing with that, and it's a little bit just about myself.
Mr. Noah May, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Let's talk about turning pain into perseverance. And how do you distinguish between passive suffering and the active process of turning pain into perseverance?
I dealt with a lot of depression, anxiety growing up. I dealt with it since I was 13, and I wanted, I didn't want the pain to get me down. I really wanted to persevere through it and fight through it. I didn't want it to just overtake my life and overtake everything that I have. And so I wanted to really focus in on how can I turn the pain that I've been dealing with into perseverance. And it's mainly been through talking about it and sharing my story with other people to help them get more. It helps them get more in thoughts with that and helps them better understand what they're going through.
Very well said, Mr. Noah. Very well said. And what often triggers the shift from victimhood to agency when facing profound pain?
Um, Good question. I don't know. I think it's at first it was a sense of loneliness because I dealt with it and no one else really knew what it was, and I kind of felt alienated by it because I was too afraid to share it because I was like, I don't know how people are going to react to it. I don't know how people are going to take it, or that it's going to make fun of me, or they're not going to understand. And most of the time, people that don't deal with depression and anxiety don't understand what's going on. They just think that it's some kind of uh, illness that affects you and makes you an outcast. And to some people, yes, it might make you an outcast, but it doesn't make you any different.
True. Totally agree. Mr. Noah, how does chronic pain or trauma physically rewire the brain, and how can we redirect that wiring toward resilience?
I would say it's okay to talk about what you're going through. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what people are going to think. Um, I know a lot of people that really keep to themselves and they don't open up about it enough. And if you open up a lot about what you're going through, it'll make you feel a whole lot better. It helps you, it takes a lot of pain that's off your chest and a lot of pressure, and it helps release it out there. And I always tell people, don't be afraid to show your vulnerability on there. And I actually was having a conversation with someone as a guest the other day, and I told them on there, and I said, men don't talk about mental health enough. You hear girls all the time talk about it because they feel, because I think it's the norm. Like most girls, they say, oh, it's common, and they're not scared to share it. But men have to put on this certain image of, I'm the man of the house. I have to have tough skin. I have to show that I'm nothing gets me down. And to the certain extent, some men are like that. But deep down, most men usually do have a personal side to them. They don't like to show it. But I'm one of those people. I don't really care to show it. I I show it all the time, and people have rewarded me for it. They say that that it shows you how much you have a lot of courage to do it, and shows you that you're not scared to do anything about it.
And congratulations for that, Mr. Noah, for doing that big leap. Why is not rushing to fix pain a critical first step in transforming it?
It's critical because if you don't do it quick enough, it could have major consequences. If you stay with it, if you keep putting it off and putting it off, it's going to just get worse. I've dealt with that too. I've put stuff off, and in return wasn't beneficial for me, but it, excuse me, helped. The quicker I got it done and over with, the quicker and better off I was. It What depression anxiety does, it eats you alive. It really does. It gets you down. I mean, it for people that that don't go through it, I salute, and I wish the people that have never had it don't ever get it, because it's not fun. But the people that do have it, it's better to act quickly about it and to do something about it. I mean, if you keep it up bottled up, it's just going to drain you of your energy. It'll make you not want to get out of bed to do anything. You don't want to go communicate and have social and have fun with any of your friends or family. You just want to sit there and just rot in bed is honestly how I can honestly put it. It's something that I've had to learn, and people have told me the same thing, that you don't need to wait. And of course I didn't listen to them because I was hard-headed. But I have learned that they were right all along. You can't put it off and put it off any longer. So it's critical to act fast about it, because if you don't, consequences will come, and they will be severe, and it'll be hard to come back from it.
Totally severe. You need to act fast, people. And what small intentional practices like journaling, movement, art that help metabolize emotional pain?
There's a lot of ways that people can help alleviate depression. Journaling is number one. As a lot of therapists recommend you do journaling and stuff. Just writing it down really helps, and it can be honest. I have found that I have found myself writing poetry, and I learned that the best poetry I had wrote was when I was really depressed. That's usually when I write best. If I'm trying to write something happy, it takes me a long time. If you journal, that helps a lot. And just really talking to someone about it honestly really, really helps and alleviates some pain, because it gets some stuff off your chest. And you never know, maybe the person you're talking to about it has also gone through what you've gone through, and so they can help give you advice and tips that of ways that have helped them get through what they've been through. And it could be advice that you can give to someone else, so it's kind of a give or take.
Give and take indeed. How does reframing our narrative, I am broken and I am learning, unlock perseverance?
There's a lot of learning I've had to endure during this whole process. I've learned that it's okay to cry a lot.
Yeah.
I've sobbed in front of my friends sometimes about the dumbest stuff in the world. It could just be, I have a broke nail, and they're like, no, it's okay. It's just a nail. And then I've cried to them about serious stuff, like I've lost a family member, I've lost a pet, and I've had to retake something or something serious. But there's been like a lot of crying, and that's the big thing I've learned is that you have to learn how to overcome what you've been through, and it's a lot. I've learned therapy helps a lot, and even going to a psychiatrist helps. Even though I think a lot of people think that if you go to a psychiatrist, that means you're crazy. Trust me, I thought of the same. had the same action and same reasoning, but it's not. There's different kind. Psychiatrist is more than just you have a crazy. Doesn't mean you're crazy. It means that they help in a lot of other fields as well. They help with anxiety, PTSD. They help with past trauma that you've gone through, depression. I mean, there's multitudes of factors that psychiatrists are mainly used for. It's just don't let people put a narrative in you that if you go to a psychiatrist, you're crazy. It's not. I've been to offices too, and there's this normal people that sit in there. So I don't know, and a lot of TV shows actually showcase a lot of that. When you're in a psychiatrist's office, you hear someone that's talking to someone that's an imaginary person, and here's someone that has a umbrella as a friend. I mean, it's just TV doesn't do a well enough job of accurately depicting what an actual psychiatrist's office is. It doesn't. It's not all crazy people in there.
Yes, people, if you need help, please ask for help. How can a somatic awareness releases trapped pain and build embodied resilience?
That's a good question. It really, any kind of confession that you make can help. A lot of, and this is a thing with trouble. The trouble with young people nowadays is that they will keep everything bottled up. They don't want to open up. They don't want to do anything. If you open up and share your thoughts and your concerns about what you're dealing with, all that pain goes away. You feel so much better. You'll feel happier. And sometimes you'll probably look back and be like, was I really this upset and just vulnerable about showcasing this? Because there have been times when I was so scared to tell someone something, and then when I say it, I look back at it and it's like, why did I stress so much about it? Because it was just nothing. So being able to say anything, no matter how good or bad it is, and some people might have very bad confessions, and that's okay. But as long as you get those confessions and those secrets out, it's not more of a, I don't really care what the other person's going to think of me. For me, it's more of a, I've released all this built up anger and all this heaviness on my chest that I don't really care. I'm not going to care that moment what people are going to think. I'm just going to be happy that it's finally out there. I don't have to worry about keeping the secret anymore.
Yes, people don't care what people say about you. Just focus to yourself and goal. What non negotiable daily habits sustain perseverance during ongoing adversity?
I would say probably non-negotiable. It happens very spontaneous. I can't control or predict when a moment of fear is going to come up. Like I could be fine all day, and then here in like split second, bam, anxiety's just entered the chat. It's like you're just going through the whole day fine, and all of a sudden, just bam, it'll hit you. So you can't. To me, it's you're not going to have perseverance all the time. It's just going to happen, and you just have to kind of deal with it.
Well, very well said, Mr. Noah. Very well said. As a podcast host, What are your short term and long term goals?
My goals for the podcast is I want it to be a place where people, for my guests on there, that it's a safe space for you to open up. You don't be scared to share anything that you are not willing to share. I'm a very non judgmental person. I do not judge at all. And I've always said, it's be honest with what you are going through. It's okay. Just be flat out honest. And that's kind of what I want guests to get out of. It's, you know, for them to come on my show and not be judged by what they're saying and their story. And to my listeners, some goals I want them to have is just take some very key monumental points from it and know that you're safe listening to my show because it'll help give you advice. And some of my goals for the show are, as long as I'm giving out really good, helpful advice and sharing topics and stories, and as long as I make people happy about it and they're enjoying it, that's really all I really care about. Really, it's just having people enjoy the show and having them, feel not alone. I think a lot of people finally, I've had some people text me and they say, I agree with everything that you said. And, I thought I was always had that opinion or I always had gone through that. And then have them open up and be like, yeah, I've dealt with the same thing is really rewarding. So it showcases that what I'm saying is helping others.
Helping others, indeed, and good luck to your goals, Mr. Noah, and hoping for more success to your podcast as well. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there want to create their own podcast?
Very good question. Don't let people tell you that the idea that you have is not okay. Um, Screw what they say, really. It's more of a do what's best for you. If no one listens to it and you just want to do it for fun, have at it. I didn't really expect to be able to get guests to come on my show. I didn't know that this many people I was going to have listen to my podcast. I thought it was just going to be mainly my friends that I just put a gun to their head and be like, listen to this for me. And it's been more of a people have enjoyed it. So you never know. Don't let people affect your decision making. Make the decision for yourself. And really, if you think it's a good idea and someone else doesn't, more than likely you go with your gut, because majority of the time, if it's their opinion, it's not the right opinion most of the time. So just do it, have fun with it, and you know, don't get mad if you don't get a lot of listeners. It comes to you. It takes time. I didn't get all this rewarding stuff instantly. It took a lot of hard work and building, but just have fun with it. Don't be scared to talk about anything on there, and just be true to yourself. And as long as you put a lot of your true self in there, people very much like your personality. They'll really like your uniqueness to it, and that's kind of the advice I would give them.
Yes, and thank you for your advice, Mr. Noah. And hope people listening or watching right now will follow your advice. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and a book 101 review in fifth season too, a comedy 101 in second season, and of course my food 101 in its fifth season as well, geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast law 101 and mental health 101, love letters in fourth season, as well as my movie 101 and music 101, science 101 and sex 101 in each first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. Mr. Noah, what's one action someone drowning in a pain can take today to start this? journey?
One step could be just for me to get started, to start writing. Write whatever you're going through and just write it out. It can be just one sentence, it could be 400 pages. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Just write and be honest. If you have to use strong, explicit language, use that. I've had to do it. If you want it to be clean, that's fine. Just mainly journal at first to kind of get a sense of what's been eating you alive, I guess, and then slowly start branching out. Maybe reach out to some people about advice on how to deal with this situation. Ask advice from your family and friends. If you're going through a really hard time, I do highly suggest doing therapy. I know therapy can be really high. I wish it wasn't as high as it is sometimes, as well as going to like the special doctors. I think that should be free for the days we live in. I think that should be one thing for free for people. But if you can afford it, and usually insurance covers it sometimes, that I'd reach out and see if you can get one therapy session in and just see how you like it and see if it's the best fit for you. But writing and just asking around for advice and just having like a good group of people, that's usually probably where I would start first.
Mr. Noah May, once a fighter, always a fighter. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support all your podcasts?
Thank you so much for having me, Daniel. It was really an honor to come on here and share my opinions about it.
Yes, indeed. So where do people catch all your podcasts?
So Lethal Venom is on wherever podcasts are. It's on the main ones: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. I do have a YouTube channel for it. It's called Noah's Podcast. It's that podcast, and I also have two other podcasts: Music Talks, is a music-based podcast where I talk about music only on there, and then I have another one called Southern Reads, which is a book podcast that I talk about books. So if you have an interest in books, music, and you just like to have a chaotic show, more than welcome to go check those out. For my social medias, my Instagram for the Lethal Venom podcast, it's Lethal Venom Podcast for Instagram and TikTok. And I also have a Linktree website on there as well, and it'll showcase all my social media websites, and it'll also show you all my podcast information on there. So it's all in one place. So if you want that, and the Linktree is usually in my Instagram bio as well. So check those out, and all of the information you need is right there.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Noah May, because if you support him, more and more and more empowering episodes to all the podcasts you mentioned. Mr. Noah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for listening.
More to come, people. See you soon.